Hey guys, how you doing out there? Welcome once again to Urban Hillsides live stream. It's called Los Angeles Real Estate Reality, and you're here with Darren and Joe. So thanks for joining us. Once again, it's Tuesday, 2 p.m. If you like what we're doing here, please do everything you can to spread the word. Follow us, like us, hit that bell at YouTube, all that good stuff. So anyway. Before we get too far into it, Darren, let me go ahead and do this disclaimer. Darren Hubert and Joe Cloninger are real estate agents at Avenue 8 under the Urban Hillsides brand. All opinions expressed by Urban Hillsides or guests on this video are solely their opinions and do not reflect the opinions of Avenue 8. You should not treat any opinion expressed by Urban Hillsides as a specific inducement to make a particular investment or follow a particular strategy, but only as an expression of Urban Hillsides team's opinions. This video is for informational purposes only. So there you go. All right, guys. So Darren, our topic today, as I pull up the article, you want to talk about it a little bit?
Sure. Yeah, we were on the fence between interest rates and inflation, but
Right.
we'll do inflation next week. It's something to hone in on if you don't grasp all of that, how it relates to housing prices. But today it is about interest rates because they're moving north pretty rapidly, and you know big investment firms, big banks, all these people are all trying to predict future. So some of these moves are not about what's going on in the present, but about preparation for the future and the impacts that will come from interest rate hikes and from an inflationary environment. The two are definitely related to each other. But today, this was a great article. It just seemed like a good fit to kick it off. And then, it's right in line with predicting what's going on in the market and what to expect as we go forward in the year for real estate.
Got it. Okay. Well, let's take a look at this. So this comes from our friends at CNBC. Mortgage rates jump again, causing headaches for home buyers. So key points are the 30-year fixed mortgage rate is now at the highest level since April 2020. Rates are closing in on a full percentage point gain from a year ago. And some lenders will be at 3.625%, but many are already up to 3.75%, said Matthew Graham, COO at Mortgage News Daily. All right, so let me jump into this. Go
If
ahead.
if you're a buyer, man, that's a huge number to digest. They're
Yeah,
always You always hear the relatively speaking. These are historically low numbers, but that's a big move up, three quarters of a
right,
point. Yeah,
right. Well, and as I put in the email, this has been awaited for a while, and people keep talking about it. Well, boom, here it is. Yeah, so it can be a shock to some, but it's been predicted for a while. Here we are. Um,
yeah.
and the other thing that I put in the email, and this can be as much as a disadvantage, but also advantage to some. So hopefully we can bring out the silver lining in some of this, whether it's a
For sure.
refi or whether it's a new home buyer who's been frustrated in the market. So, okay, so the average rate on the popular 30-year fixed mortgage hit 3.7% Tuesday morning, according to Mortgage News Daily. That is the highest since early April 2020 and now 83 basis points higher than the same time 1 year ago. Rates are reacting to surging bond yields as financial markets react to swifter and more aggressive monetary policy tightening by the Federal Reserve. Mortgage rates loosely follow the yield on the 10-year U.S. Treasury, but they are also affected by demand for mortgage-backed bonds. The Fed had been buying those bonds aggressively during the pandemic in order to keep rates low, but it is now pulling out of the MBS market faster than expected. Anything there?
No, just flow with it. Yeah.
All right. Mortgage rates, quote, would be higher, but lenders are compressing their margins to compete in a rising rate environment. Some will be at 3.625%, but many all are already up to 3.75%, said Matthew Graham, COO of Mortgage News Daily. Lenders are losing vast amounts of refinance business, which had been booming just a year ago when rates were much lower. Applications to refinance a home loan were down 50% from a year ago, according to the most recent weekly survey from the Mortgage Bankers Association. While
That's
the rapid,
huge.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
huge, and it's probably why we're getting a lot more attention from our lenders that we work with. They're, they're getting much closer to their realtor friends who will bring them new business rather than what's been feeding their pipeline in that
yeah.
refinance business.
Well, I remember we were talking about this before, but right, they've probably taken their staff and decreased a bit because of this already, right? They saw it coming.
Oh, last year there were multiple articles about layoffs that were already happening.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, let's see. While the rapid rate spike is motivating a certain portion of fence sitters, especially those looking for cash out refinances, rates are now becoming a bigger deterrent, said Graham. In other words, the refi share of the origination market should be taking a substantial hit in forthcoming updates. Mortgage rates set more than a dozen record lows in 2020, causing already strong homebuyer demand to surge even more. With the extra purchasing power afforded by low rates, buyers bid up prices on the low supply of homes for sale, and those prices are now still up double digits from a year ago. Both new and existing home prices are at record highs, and there is still not enough supply to cool the market.
Now that's huge.
Hmm.
That sentence right there is something that everybody needs to keep in mind. So even with increased rates, we
Hmm.
still just don't have the supply demand curve is overweighted to the demand side. And even with increasing rates, there's no prediction at this point that I've seen that means the market's going to turn rapidly.
Got it. Got it. Okay, rising rates are not what potential buyers want to see on the cusp of the usually busy spring housing market. Buyers of new construction are also concerned as timelines from contract to closing are long now due to supply chain and labor issues. Those buyers can't lock in rates until they have a firm closing date.
Also, very important for buyers to understand. So, if you're just out there trying to buy something and the rate's fluctuating, there's nothing you can do. You can't, no lender's going to lock in a rate until you are in escrow with a secured property. Then you can lock in your rate at that point.
Good point. Okay, buyers of the median priced existing home around 350,000 are now looking at monthly payments of about 125 more than they would have been just a few months ago. That may price some out of the market, especially first-time buyers on the lower end.
Right.
So there
So
you
for
go.
our market, we probably need to double that, right? So
Right, or more.
or triple it. So
Right.
it's $250 to $375 more per month. With an increase of 3/4 to 1% in the interest rate. So yeah,
So yeah, dire consequences for some, but maybe some advantages to others that have a little bit more money. Unfortunately, fortunately.
yeah. It's you'll have a little more strength, I think, if you have more cash or
Hmm.
are a cash buyer. Um, yeah, yeah, very
Well,
much the case. And there will be some people that are going to be pushed out of the market because of this. Maybe they were already peaking out near the top prices, and
hmm.
if you've been looking for a while and you're pre-approved, probably you need to go back and reevaluate your pre-approval to confirm what you qualify for. Because for some
Ooh.
people, well, just about for everyone, it's going to mean a lower price point.
Hmm. Hmm. Wow. Okay. Well, anything more to add to that? What else? Anything more?
We got a quick email from one of our mortgage people, and I will just say, one of their key components is pointing out that there's the largest millennial group of home buyers are hitting the market right now. So, on the demand side, even though this is negative, I don't know how much it's going to slow down those millennials who have the money and are entering the buying season in full force.
Got it. Got it. Okay. Well, this is kind of reminding me, and maybe it's our first guest, but we do have gentleman named Scott Groves. He works at Movement Mortgage. I know he's going to fill us in on their view of what's coming. Gosh, Darren, maybe that's our first guest of the live stream. That might be a good one to
Sure.
get his take on it.
Yeah, sounds
Okay.
good.
Well, look, let's move on. We'll go to, let's see, let me stop my sharing here, and we'll move on to solds. Let me just bring this up here. Bear with.
So it's great to talk about a topic and what might be moving the market, and then following that by evaluating what has just happened, our solds,
Right.
and maybe what's happened in the last month and month to two, and then our actives, what's coming on.
Right.
Yeah, works well.
Okay, just bear with here. All right, let me see if this works. Okay, so I will share again, and we'll go share screen 2. All right. So I am going to go ahead and refer back to my email. We're going to first start with 728 Montecito Drive. This was what we're terming a seller win. It started at 1,399,000 lists. Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry.
That's a
Let's
buyer.
take a. That's a buyer win. I mixed it all up. Okay.
Eh.
There we go. 728. Well, we'll start with buyer wins.
Yeah, cool.
So it landed at 1,350,000 for a reduced discounted price, 49,900 less than list. So 728 Montecito Drive. It's a 5-bedroom, 4-bath, 3,000 square feet, nice size, and on a 7,000 square foot lot, probably on a hill, is my best guess. It took 30 days on the market, and this is brought to us by Catherine Lee Martin. And on the buy side, a good cohort of ours, Amir Hussein over at Compass. So congrats to both. Let's take a look and see what this has to show. Any moment now. Let's see. Let's go open link in new tab. Let's see.
So there was a recent sale on Montecito Drive, a little further up the street, but and it was 1,300 square feet and it sold for almost 1.3. So this is like, as I know you're not looking at that sale on your end on the other side there, but those two properties are a prime example of how some more architecture and layout and presentation can really impact a sale, because this is an enormous property.
Yeah.
In a lot of the areas that we serve, that's on the higher end of a house that will sell in 3,000.
Right.
And for it to sell for 135, it's basically because some of the finishes weren't as sought after.
Yeah, and that was my immediate reaction just to the exterior. The interior looks fine. It looks workable. But yeah, it certainly looks a little aged, a little 90s or early 2000s at least in its appearance on the outside. So good for them. I'm sure we'll see a little different house in a year at least. So good for them. All right. All right. Next, we will go to for a buyer win, Valley View Drive. So 2400 Valley View Drive. Let's look at that. Valley View.
300. Oh, that's land.
Oh, is it land?
Yeah.
How'd that sneak in here?
Because they put it in single family. They have beautiful photos of a house you could build.
Oh, okay.
And the last photo is a picture of the land.
They got us. All right, we'll move on then. Neola, 1350 Neola. We sold something over there a while back, but
We did.
Is this the same neighborhood? Well, it's a different neighborhood now, I know, compared to when we were there. All right, so 1350 Neola Street. It's a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,751 square feet, sold for 980,000, and it really started at a list price of 1,024,900. So again, another buyer win. This is in Eagle Rock, and it took 21 days on the market. And this is brought to us by Brian Reyes at Pinnacle and Marcy Kays at the agency on the buy side. So let's see what this thing looks like. All right.
Same formula as the last one, although this one's got some wear and tear.
Okay.
It's not complicated, but you know what? It's the difficult thing from a buyer perspective, is that these houses that need better finishes,
Yeah.
if they're all functional,
Yep.
you can get a good price, and it's not dilapidated. It's not that you're repairing things. It's just you're choosing to remove the undesirable components.
Yep.
And they can look great, and they're great values, and you don't have to do all the work up front. So, I think we've convinced a few people, and we just connected with one last week again, and they told the story now years later about buying a visually undesirable house.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Really good example, man.
yeah, they didn't have to. They didn't have to do anything. They were able to do like maybe 60% of the work when they bought because they had limited funds, and then a year and a half, 2 years later, they finished it, and the house looks amazing. An example of like these properties that we're looking where people are getting discounts.
Yeah.
So those buyers who are struggling to find a house, try to open your mind. If it's got a good floor plan, good neighborhood, and all those things work for you, often you can get more square footage.
Yeah.
To redo the finishes over time. They're not as inspirational on the front end.
But can I just say, this is a great story. Kudos to Art and Jesse for, like you're saying, having the fortitude. Because when they walked in there, I asked them when we went to visit them, how did you feel about this place? And it was a strong negative. And they've really made it a couple years later into a really charming craftsman. Great example, man.
Yeah, I got to say, it felt good for them to say, now that they've gone through the process, for them to say, yeah, we let you convince us it could work. And it clearly worked. We had faith that you would help navigate us through this process, and we did on the first half, and then they picked it up from there and finished it. So good for them, guys.
Yeah, I just have to say overall that was a really good visit. Makes you feel good to see how they're doing.
For sure.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to go next to 1347 Bellevue Avenue. And there it is, Bellevue Avenue. Okay, and now that started at $999,000. It took a $33,000 reduction to $966,000. This was a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,291 square feet, right there on the freeway. So that may have dinged it a bit. Silver Lake Echo Park area, 5,257 square foot lot. Took 9 days on the market, nevertheless, to sell. So good for them on that. And this is from Efren Hernandez at Pacifico and Athena Farmas at KW Advisors. So congrats to those guys. Let's see what happened here. All right.
It looks okay. It looks remodeled. Maybe with some lower end finishes. Maybe the floor plan's a little boxy is the way it generally looks to me.
Good amount of concrete.
It's got a lot of concrete in the yard, man. It's not what sells properties in this side of town, man. Right. For anyone listening thinking about remodeling, if there's a choice to add more concrete or not, choose the latter, please.
But it looks like they got a pretty fairly new house inside.
They do. I would say your first comment is very relative. We have a very high percentage of clients who simply say, I don't want to live that close to the freeway. It's an air quality issue. It's not acceptable to me, no matter how great the house is.
Yep.
So that's probably the biggest thing that held this price down.
Yep. I think also, too, when you talk about the freeway, yes, the pollution, not just in air, but noise, right? hopefully these look like new vinyl windows, and they're kind of
Yeah.
cordoned off on the noise issue. But I know I live not too far from a freeway, and that was a big deal. And I always say it was the roar of the ocean at a certain point
Right.
after 9 years. But yeah, yeah. Okay, well, great. So those are buyer wins for this week. We'll move on to seller wins. If I did this right, let's start at the bottom there. 1924 Gramercy Place. That was the big winner in terms of seller wins. Let's take a look. 1924.
Yeah. That's a
Okay.
huge jump.
Yeah, somebody wanted to sell. So 1924 North Gramercy Place. This is in Los Feliz. Sold for $2,810,000. It is a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, almost 2,000 square feet, sitting on a 6,500 square foot lot. It took 14 days to sell, so still very quick. But yeah, started at a list price of 1,995,000 for an 815,000 increase. So good for them. This was brought to us by Alexandria Jack, or Allie Jack, I believe, over at Compass, and Steven Sigaloff on the buy side at Compass. So let's see what they did here. So it's got the pool, great.
It's a charming place. You know, that pool makes me think of our escrow that's closing next week. It's about the right size. Maybe like
Good
eight,
point.
9 feet wide, long and narrow. Looks about
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, yeah, beautifully staged.
It's prepped well. It looks good.
Yeah.
It shows good. The finishes look thoughtful. Yeah, 800,000 over is crazy. I don't know that street, that pocket well enough to say it, but it's on some level it was underpriced.
Yeah.
To go up 800,000, it just had to
Yeah.
start at a low point.
Yeah.
And it could have been the timing. You know, some of these closings we're looking at now. Let me look at this. Some of these closings we're looking at now were listed like this was listed December 1st. And it's not unheard of to say to somebody going to market right before the holidays, hey, you've got to price it aggressively. And, you know, we had no pullback this holiday season other than maybe for a week and a half.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, charming house, Los Feliz, great area. Not some dominating, house, but again, very charming, well done, well appointed, and yeah, timing I think made an issue. So, all right, we're done here. The next one is 3315 Isabel Drive. Let's take a look at that. 3315, there it is. So this is in the Mount Washington area. It is 2-bedroom, 2-bath, almost a little over 1,000 square feet, and on a almost 7,000 square foot lot. It took 16 days on the market, and it started at 989,000, landed at a sold price of 1,377,000 for a healthy 388,000 increase over list. Let's see what it looks
Right.
like. This is brought to us by Alyssa Valentine and Kurt Wisner over at Compass, and on the buy side, Hazel Pereira at Berkshire. Let's see. And we do know about this house. Wow. There
Sure.
we
We
do.
saw that.
Yeah.
We had this one last week. We're reviewing it.
Right.
Yeah, small house, redesigned by, we were told, 2 architects were the owners, and they just did a really good job maximizing space and working the indoor-outdoor flow. And it's set back deep on the lot, which gives a really good sense of privacy for the neighborhood. Well landscaped front yard. You know, this is a clear example of a lower square footage house and just maximizing what you can get out of that space with good design.
Yeah. Yeah. It was very impressive when we walked through. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even down to, I loved it when you noticed this bathroom and the shorter cabinet or sink area. What did you call it? Was it 21 inches instead of 27?
Oh, on the depth. No, it was even, yeah. Well,
Was it even smaller?
Typically it's 21. This one, it was like 16.
Oh,
So,
wow. Yeah.
Those little components in small spaces, you know, an architect is someone who's going to be really thoughtful about that. A designer should
Yeah.
introduce those things. Sometimes I that was a component of architecture when I studied that I always honed in on, and I try to
Uh-huh.
help our clients with is flow. A trace of finish creates an emotional response. But for
Right.
me, when I navigate a space, I'm always trying to think of flow. How is it going to
Right.
function? How are multiple people going to engage? Are you going to feel cramped in those spaces? So, adjusting scale is in appropriate spaces is what's going to make flow work
Yeah. Yep.
throughout a house.
All right. Well, good job, everyone, on that. The next one, let's see, looks like 2200 Maricopa Drive. Let's go to 2200 Copa. So the stats are 2200 Maricopa Drive. This is in Glassell Park. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,782 square feet of living space on a, whoa, is this a mistake? 62,179 square foot lot. I think that's a
Yeah,
record for us.
we considered that. We had a client that I was talking to about this one. This is about the land for sure.
Okay. So it took 39 days on the market to sell, and yeah, it started at a 950,000 list price, landed at 1,250,000 for a 300,000 increase over list. Brought to us by Brian Fitzberg and Brian Fitzberg on the list and the buy side. So good for them.
This
Let's
is
see what
one
it
of
looks like.
those. Yeah, it makes me think of like one that we sold up in El Sereno that was, half an acre, or closer to an acre. It was close to an acre. That ended up reselling recently. But it's truly a getaway when you get that kind of land this deep into the city center. That is some of the unique elements that really draw people to this side town.
Yeah, yeah. Now I'm trying to remember. I might be mixing this up with another property, but were there some other opportunities here to build, or it's really mostly hillside? I forget.
Oh, it's buildable. There are
Yeah,
multiple lots, but
yeah.
I think ultimately somebody's going to refinish that house and
Hmm.
add on as they see fit.
Right,
Again, it's probably like a Randolph situation where they just really feel like they'll be in a special space when they exist.
right. Well done. That's awesome. Uh, Beautiful views. Okay. Next, we are off to another seller win, our final seller win at 1352 North Avenue 46. Let's take a look at that. 134, oh, I'm sorry, 1352. There it is. Well, 1352. Uh, huh, there it is. Okay, so the stats are 90041, 1352 North Avenue 46, 2-bedroom, 1-bath, 1,402 square feet on a 7,000 square foot lot, sold for an amazing 1,442,500, started at 1,149,000, days on market 10, and that was an increase of almost 300,000, 293,500 again for a seller win, brought to us by Stephen Clark. How you doing, Steve? And see on the buy side, Christian Dunlap at Equity Smart. And I guess Steve had some help with his team member Alexander there as well. So good job to everyone. Let's see what this looks like. All right. Beautiful sky there. And again, fairly humble looking house from the outside, but well done. Very light, airy, well staged.
Yeah,
Looks like a
yeah, it
little
shows
little
well.
up some upgrades, right? The kitchen, but didn't go crazy.
Right, newly painted, nice choice of color. It all just seems cohesive and refined. It's an emotional component that triggers, but it also has good flow. The house lays out well. I feel like I've seen this house in the past,
Me too.
maybe in a previous sale.
Yeah.
Um, Even that I maybe wrote an offer on this house many years ago. It didn't look this good.
I'm
Um,
trying to remember. Is this over by the? I'm not sure.
it's off of El Paso, not too far off of El
Okay.
Paso, by a
Okay.
little elementary school there.
Got it. All right. Well, there you go. So that concludes our solds. Thanks for joining us. If you guys do have questions, remember, we love to answer questions. So if you have a listing sold or active, we're here for you. Just let us know. Um, Checking, let's see. So now we'll go to actives, new listings, top picks. All right. So let me go back. Um, all right. So let's go to new listings. There we go. Sold 7 days. Okay. So it was fairly even this week, Darren. I think it was like 29 on the solds and 28 on the actives. So pretty,
Yeah.
or 20. Yeah, here we are on actives. So, all right. So, and I guess one other thing to note for those of you that don't know us, our primary area is Northeast Los Angeles. Darren's been a long time citizen of Echo Park. I've been living in Silver Lake, but you'll see us outside the area as well. So we're in Pasadena, we're in other spots, but we tend to focus, at least for our show here, on Northeast Los Angeles properties. So, uh, okay. Let me go. I'm sorry, back to actives. I thought I was in actives. Okay, here we go. Uh, let's see. Getting there, getting there. All right. 29 actives. There we go. All right, Darren, where do you want to start? You want to start in our areas, or what do you see
Let's
out
go
there?
with Gateway 4125 Gateway.
All right. Gateway. This is in Silver Lake Echo Park area, 4125 Gateway Avenue. It's a 2 bedroom, 2 bath, 1,220 square foot living space on a 3,981 square foot lot. It's on the market at $1,049,000. It's been on the market for 7 days now. And this is brought to us by Joseph Deverin at Sotheby's and Meredith Wick. We know these guys. How you doing? All right. Let's take a look at the pictures. The pretty pictures. Okay. So another charming craftsman with a porch and privacy.
Sure. That reminds me of our Salem Mohawk a couple years ago. Similar size, similar character. Early 1900s, a little Victorian styling there.
Mm-hmm.
But very clean.
Yeah.
Presents well. The Gateway is if you haven't been, a lot of people might miss that area. That's one of the
Mm-hmm.
reasons I wanted to at least pull this one out. We had a sale on Gateway, I don't know, 6, 7 years ago.
Oh, the
Um,
duplex. Right.
yeah, correct. So it's the 90229 zip code. It's kind of transition. It's still technically this pocket is still Silver Lake, but it's transitioning into Hollywood. Feels a little more. Definitely feels more Silver Lake than Hollywood, but an interesting
Yeah.
pocket to look at if you haven't considered it
Yeah.
before. Yeah.
And very true. Not too far from Virgil, which is definitely an up and coming street for retail and restaurant. And as you said, Darren, even from the couple years ago that we sold something there, that street has really grown. So it's only gotten better.
Oh, blown up that neighborhood. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's a good one. I like that one. So going back.
We could do a Delbert next. 2596. This is
2596. 2596. Adelbert. Okay. All right. Good first picture. Love that.
yeah.
Let me do the facts here. So, 2596 Adelbert. It's a 2 bedroom, 2 bath, a little over 1,000 square feet, going on the market at 950,000 on a 5,000 square foot lot. Days on market 7, and brought to us by Angela Carrasco at the agency. So let's take a look here. All right.
So I
Okay,
will say
off we go.
yeah, even for those of you evaluating the stats, we were talking about the sold stats and the active stats. sometimes these things look like they're on the market for 2 weeks even. It's very common. A 2 week listing um, is literally could have offers on the first day. It's an agent choice, and more often than not, it benefits the seller to schedule multiple open houses, get more exposure to deliver the highest price. Representing buyers, we're always seeing if we could compress that time and get a response sooner. But it's become pretty understood by most agents, unless they're like way out of area and they don't want to go through that process. That it's going to be roughly a 2 week period until you can get into escrow.
Got it. Got it. Well, great looking house. Kind of obvious. It's got great views. It's got some character. Some updates needed, but clean, painted, all the stuff we look for. Okay. All right. Next on the market recently is.
Oh,
What do you
let's
see?
do. Let's come back to Echo Park. Let's do Ashmore Place,
Okay.
1722. It's a small space.
1722. All right. Okay, so first off, this has an open house the next couple days, 122. I believe that's Thursday. Or is that Friday? No, Saturday. 22 is Saturday. There we go. 2 to 4, and then Sunday, 2 to 4. It's 1722 Ashmore Place. It's in Echo Park, 2 bedroom, 2 bath. Yes, small space, 759 square foot of living for on the market at 995,000. Good size lot, 7,800 square feet of lot, and just came on the market today. 0 days on the market. Brought to us by
Huge
Tracy
pad.
Doe, and Melinda Ray over at Compass. So, similar situation for another listing we've seen, isn't it?
Well, so this is mismarketed.
Okay,
Intentional or not, I don't know, but it's two structures. There's two houses, unless one of them is unpermitted and they're just not calling it out.
got it.
But there's a full house, and then there's a full second house with a kitchen and bathroom. Looks like probably below the patio is my best understanding as I navigate the pictures. And the
Got
outdoor
it.
space is amazing. Yeah. So, and my feeling, unless Ashmore is what I refer to as an alley street, it's
All right.
single lane. I don't know if it has off-street parking here. That's one of the biggest issues with a lot of the properties on Ashmore. Let me see if that's called out here. Garage. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Garage is detached. Garage, one car. Okay, and driveway. So if it has off-street parking, this is very underpriced.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
just expect the price to go up.
Well, just from that schematic or that floor plan, you do see the other space labeled as bonus. So, yeah, questionable whether it's really permitted or not. It's probably not. So,
Yeah, it's interesting how those sell. We had a client who we sold a house to that had an enormous unpermitted space, and when it unfortunately we were in a position where like we knew that and we would have disclosed it, and I don't think it was disclosed by another agent who listed and sold it.
mm-hmm.
So buyer beware,
Got
and
it.
understand what that means if you choose to buy a space with unpermitted space.
Got it. Okay. Next on our hit list, what else do you see out there? Hill Drive, is that anything you'd like to go look at?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So 1608 Hill Drive, new listing. It's in one of our favorite neighborhoods, Eagle Rock, 4 bedroom, 5 bath, 4,534 square feet. Wow. On a 9,239 square foot lot. It's on the market at $1,799,000. Darren, I think we actually saw this, at least online when we talked about it. Days on market 7, and this is brought to us by Christian Perez at EXP. So let's see what we've got here in Eagle Rock. I think there were a lot of. Go ahead.
It was an older listing. Yeah, I think that did
Uh,
sell.
Got it. Okay.
It's a long driveway to get back to it, and there are other houses, so you don't have as much privacy as you might typically seek.
I
Um,
see.
but this is going to relate to what we've talked about, the design and the finishes. Yeah, maybe not the most desirable, but the curb appeal looks good with the what
Yeah.
looks like wood siding.
Yep.
Um, it might be vinyl, but what great potential.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
to get a house of that size and to modify it to help it become something, because there are 1,500 square foot houses that are selling in this price range easily.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah. Well,
great times.
you're reminding me of, when we went to visit some buyers recently. That was one of the things we said, right? You're not buying what it is now. You're really buying into its potential. And that's kind of the standard that you need to
Right?
consider at this point.
House, neighborhood, and we always say that, what some people don't want to hear, but where are you going to compromise? If
Yeah.
in this market with everybody compromises on some level, so just
Yeah.
let it be your choice and hone in on it and recognize that. So in the end, hopefully you're not compromising. You get what you want in the
Yeah.
long run.
Yeah. All right. What else you see out there?
Um, Ave 42,
Okay.
4301 West Avenue 42.
Okay. 4301. Okay. So this is 4301 West Avenue 42. This is in Glassell Park area. 3 bedroom, 2 bath, 1,885 square feet of living space, listed at 1,289,000 on a 6,695 square foot lot. It has an open house, let's see, Thursday, 11 to 1, and then on Saturday, I believe, 2 to 4 p.m. And this is brought to us by Tracy Doe and Rhonda Doyle over at Compass. Let's take a look. Let's see. Okay. Good looking house.
It's a great house. Two-car detached garage at the back. Good sized lot. Looks like it has solar.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's got views. It's a great space.
Yeah. And yeah, is it a 2 story or that's maybe a basement below? It looks like it's on a hillside.
Yeah, it looks like it's two-story.
Okay.
Yeah, it's got full windows downstairs.
Oh yeah, there's a stairway coming down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Laundry, all that. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Short and sweet. Uh Take a look. What are you looking for now? What are you thinking, man? Affordable area? What are you looking? How are you thinking?
Gosh, we can go to Deadly if we're looking for affordable. The cheapest one, 619,
Uh-huh.
650 square feet.
619. Let's see. Wait, what's the name of the street?
Can also do De La Rosa. Why do we do De La Rosa? 2059 De La Rosa. Or Del Rose, sorry.
What did you call it?
Del
Oh,
Rose.
Del. There it is. Okay. Yeah, I saw Jessica. I don't know if that's anything. We went there. Oh, so let me go over the details here. 2059 De La Rosa Drive. Again, Eagle Rock. Great price, $769,000. 2 bedroom, 1 bath, almost 1,000 square feet, 938 square feet. Lot size, 5,019 square feet. It's been on the market only one day. And this is brought to us by Antoinette Motti. And she's over at Dillbeck. So thank you for this. Let's see. Um, Another craftsman. Let's see. And off we go. Okay. Well, so it doesn't look like it's been refreshed, at least.
Right.
Looks like a small living room, at least according to the furniture that's placed there. But it's 759. My goodness, what could you do? Wow.
Yeah, it's a reasonably sized house at 938 square feet.
Mm-hmm.
So it's well priced. You're just gonna have to put some work into it.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. And then you get outside, and what can you do with the outside? That'll be the next question.
Sure. Neighborhood wise, near Eagle Rock and Yosemite, very nice pocket.
All right. Well, we will see where that one lands in the solds. I'm sure that'll sell very quickly. What else? We've got a couple more minutes, Darren.
Sure. Well, let's do the other small one that I was. Let's see. Let's do Dudley. 4535 Dudley Drive.
Dudley Drive. Okay. Dudley Drive. Okay, so this is 4535 Dudley Drive. It is in El Sereno. 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 650 square foot space. And see, on a 3,125 square foot lot, listing at 619,000. Saturday and Sunday we'll have open houses, 2 to 4 p.m. And it's been on the market for 4 days, brought to us by Mercedes O'Connor and Maureen Pearson over at Compass. So let's see what 619. Oh,
it's remodeled. It's fully remodeled.
Oh, hold on.
It has views in the backyard. It's nice.
I don't know why, but let's see. I don't have the ability right now to get to the pictures. Hold on. Let me get there. That sounds great, as you described it. Hold on.
It's a really good price.
Let's see. What was the street name again? I'm sorry. Let's see.
4535 Dudley.
D-U-D-L-E-Y. There we go. Okay. 24 pictures. Let's see. There we go. Okay. Yeah. Goodness. Oh man, this is going to be swarming. High ceilings, completely redone. Nice sized kitchen, despite 619 square feet. Where do you sleep? Let's see. Is that it? That's it, I think. Did they even make it a bed? Yeah, there's a bed. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I'll guess that this will definitely reach into maybe the 8s. I don't know. Maybe I'm being too bold, but
no, I think it'll be low 8s, but I think so too. Yes.
Wow. Not a huge yard, but gee, what a great deal. And you've got a little parking. Great. Wow. I wish we had do we have a client for 619,000? Maybe we do. Maybe we do. Call us. Right. Okay. All right. Well, that concludes this thrilling episode of Real Estate Reality, the live stream. Let me just stop sharing here. Darren, anything else to talk about? I don't know.
No, it's going to be an active real estate year.
Yeah. And guys, for those of you on the email list, you might see we have a new scheduling banner. If you just want to talk casually about your plan for 2022 and beyond, plan early. You can talk to us by Zoom. Just pick out on our schedule when you'd like to talk, or you can talk by phone. Not a big deal, but that is our always invite for you guys. Feel free to speak with us, and we'll try to help out. Okay, Darren, I'll talk to you probably in a couple minutes. And guys, just have a great week. Take care.
Thanks for joining.
Bye, guys.